Good morning. Morning everybody. Welcome to the little Likac vlogs for the 12 cast-ons of Christmas. Today is day 7 and we are going to be casting on a full garment today. So my name is Amanda and I'm doing these vlogs as part of the 12 cast-ons 2024, because this will take us into 2024, with Ange from Yarn and Yarns. And as always with these vlogs, I've been linking her channel below if you want more information about her and her make-along. So yes, it is Saturday morning. It is, as usual, looking a bit grey out there, but it's not raining at the moment. We've had a lot of rain the last few days, a lot of rain. I don't really have any plans for today other than being around the house. So I'm hoping, again, with this project, I will make quite a good start on it. And yeah, let's talk about today's project. Today's project is a tee, and one that I first saw being made by Mandy from Mouse's Makes podcast. And she's made a few of this top. And I've also seen Denise from Dear Designs, Denise Dear. She's made a couple of these as well. And I've seen a few podcasters make it, and it just looks like a really good staple V-neck sort of tee, knitted tee. So it is called the Rock It tee. And for a long time, I thought it was the Rocket tee, as in, you know, like a space rocket, until I actually saw the pattern and it's actually Rock It, as in, you know, you're rocking it. That was so cheesy. And it is by Tanis Lavallee from Tanis Fibre Arts. Anyway, I'm going to read to you what she says about how or why she designed it. So this is what she says. She says, "I used to think that summer knits weren't for me. Boy, was I wrong. There's nothing more comfortable than an easy breezy knit top. Over the past few years, I've been working steadily towards building up my summer knits wardrobe. I've got a few summer knits in my closet now, but what I realised I was missing is a staple go-to V-neck tee. I've chosen to create tone-on-tone stripes by alternating between fingering and mohair yarn in my favourite shade of blue. But this basic shape lends itself to infinite possibilities when it comes to stripes and colour blocking." Okay, so I've got it up in my Knit Companion. It is a paid for pattern. There you go, you can sort of see it there. It is a paid for pattern. I'm not going to be doing it with mohair, and for smaller sizes or medium sizes, then it would seem that 2 skeins, 100 grams fingering weight would work, or 4-ply as we call it in the UK. But I'm a little bit bigger than that, and awkwardly it looks like I would need 2 and a bit skeins. So I've been debating for a long time what to use for this pattern. And what I've actually decided to do is to use 4 colours, but I've got 2 solid colours and 2 variegated, because I've got 3 skeins of yarn that are from the same company and have the same fibre blend. But I've also got a 4th one that I want to add into it as well. So let me show you. These are from Knit Crate. So if you are a regular viewer, you might know I've mentioned Knit Crate before. So back in 2020, I was getting a mystery yarn box from an American company called Knit Crate. And I got that for, I don't know how many months, maybe as long as a year, but I don't think it was quite as long as a year. But I have got quite a few skeins of yarn still from that. So this one, or these skeins that I'm going to use, all have the same makeup, and they are 75% merino wool, 15% silk and 10% cashmere. So they've got, with the cashmere, I wanted to make a garment from them rather than socks or a shawl, and I'd got these 2 which are quite variegated, and I wasn't really sure what I would use them for. So this one, the actual yarn base is called Knitology Sheen, and the colourway for this one is Titmouse. And it does make me want to snigger every time, because apparently I'm a child. Okay, so it is this variegated. It's got grey, it's got brown, it's got yellow, it's got blue. And I was like, well, what do I do with one skein of this? Well, I also have this one, which is actually luxury sock, but again, it's the same makeup, 75% merino, 15% nylon, 10% cashmere, and the colourway is slip, and it's just plain grey. And you can, I don't know if you can see, but pretty much the grey in the plain and the grey in that go really well. I'd also got this one randomly now. This really are not my colours. And that is coming up, I was going to say it's coming up a lot brighter, but to be fair, the yellow is quite bright. And this is Knitology Cozy Sock in the colourway Citrus Squeeze. But again, 75% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 10% cashmere. And this has got the yellow, which is kind of similar to the yellow in that. And obviously then it's got orange and pink. So I've also got 1.5 balls. This isn't a full 100 grams. These are 50-gram balls. I'll have to weigh this. I've probably got about 70 grams of this, which is actually Sirdar Sublime Baby Cashmere Merino Silk. And this is slightly different. It's 75% extra fine merino, 20% silk and 5% cashmere. So it's only 5% cashmere, whereas these are 10%. And this one's obviously nylon and cashmere. Yeah, these are all nylon and cashmere. 15% nylon, 10% cashmere. Whereas these are, what did I say, 20% silk and 5% cashmere. But I thought the pink then would go because we've got pink here. So my plan is to do narrow stripes of the pink and the grey to break up going between the variegated, and I'll do heavier stripes, thicker stripes of these. So again, this is a little bit out of my comfort zone, putting together stripes, and I'm not really sure how it's going to go and how it's going to work, and we will just see. So far, my experiments have gone quite well. But yeah, so the plan will go, we'll start with the pink around my neck. So that will be what I cast on with, but we'll only have, I don't know how much sort of kind of rib there is around the neck on that. Anyway, we'll start with the pink, then we'll go into the pink, orange, and yellow, then we'll go into the grey, and then finish with that one. Ooh. And then we go back to the pink. So yeah, I think it's going to work. That's it. I know I've got plenty, so I can do slightly longer sleeves. I probably want to do sleeves down to about there. I will make it short sleeved, and I will probably, hopefully I will use most of these, and maybe only half of these. Then I can always do something else, don't know, anyway, or just, you know, use them in scrappy projects after that. That will always make a nice kind of contrast colour. So yeah, that is the plan. So I'm really hoping that that is going to work, because it's going to be good stash busting, because I've had these sat in the cupboard for a few years and I've had it in my head that I want to use them together. And I knew that, for example, I couldn't use just those two because it wouldn't be enough. I couldn't just use those two. Did consider just using those three, but I wanted to put in then another block to separate between the two variegated yarns. I didn't want to have two variegated yarns next to each other. So wish me luck. I've got to find some more needles the right size. Do I do a gauge swatch? It's me. It's highly unlikely I'm going to do a gauge swatch. But we shall see. I've got a lot of winding to do as well, obviously. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, hi, it's Sunday morning. I always have to think about that. Sunday morning, so I'm here to show you the progress that I made on yesterday's cast on, which was the Rocket Tea using the 4 different colours. So I've got started on it. I've done however many repeats. It starts with you knitting it back and forth. You don't join it in the round for a little bit to begin with because it's a V-neck. So this is how it's knitting up. Let me know what you think because the jury's out. What I'm trying to tell myself is that this is for summer, and so the colours would probably work quite well for summer. It's hard to imagine it working at the moment, but oh well, let's see what you think. Yeah, holding it up to the camera, I'm still not convinced either. Sometimes when I hold things up to the camera, I go, oh yeah, that's working okay. So yeah, jury's out on this. I'm not convinced. It may be frogged. But maybe I'll keep going until I get it, the V-neck bit done, and I can see a little bit more. We'll see. Before I go as well, somebody has asked me about the blanket on the back here, this one. So I made this, well, I actually started it in 2015, but didn't finish it till 2020. Sounds about right for me. The pattern is the Christmas Stars Afghan, and it is a free pattern. I think somewhere like the Red Heart website, but if you go to Ravelry, Christmas Stars Afghan, you'll find it, I'm sure, or find a link if it's still available. It was a free pattern, and you knit it in strips and then sew it all together. So it is lovely, and I've done it in, oh surprise surprise, a sparkly yarn. Right, okay, that's it for me for this vlog, and then join me tomorrow for the next cast on. And if you can hear weird noises in the background, my husband's making his lunch and he's on the squeezy mayonnaise bottle. I promise that's what those weird sounds are. Bye for now.